Hey, everybody. What's going on, people? I am no fancy cameras today because can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me or if I sound low in the comment section because I don't have my equipment, as you guys know. So I'm just working with what I have. And I don't feel like it's making enough noise. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Oh, okay, good. Does it sound clear or does it sound kind of like distorted? Okay, cool. Guys, what's up? First of all, it is a lot going on. I'm gonna just wait for more people to come in. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Where you guys logging in from? Let me fix my phone while more people come in. Anyway, Amir just came back last night. Amir was in Panama for Carnival. I was so jealous that he was enjoying himself. He had a really good time hanging out with his friends and just catching up. My mom was like, he came in, took a shower, ate, and went right back outside. So I picked him up last night. Well, actually this morning. His flight landed at, I think, like 2:40 in the morning, and he traveled by himself, which is a lot because this is his first time traveling by himself, especially international. So I'm super proud of him. And it's also like, I can't believe how grown he's gotten. Okay. But Amir was living his best life in Panama. He said he had a good time during Carnival, but he couldn't keep up because Panama is a whole different beast. All right, guys. So I have listed a Q&A in the chat, so you guys can like list your questions in the chat, and so that we can get this show on the road. All right. So while we are waiting for more people to come in, what is this? Oh, wow. Oh, game changer. So you guys know that I had moved just like really abruptly. So a lot of my equipment I do not have. So I am learning, I'm still trying to like function literally. Still trying to figure out how to do my live streams, how to make good quality videos with the little that I'm working with right now. I kind of have one camera, so I'm going to try to figure that out later on during the week, but this is what we're working with. Anyway, quick life update. Where am I mentally, guys? New York has changed so much since I have been back, like permanently. You guys know I would go visit and go back a couple of weeks, and the time that I was here, I wasn't really like dealing with any type of business transactions. It was literally just party, good time, go back home. And since I've been back, and like trying to get into the groove of things. Meant New York City is a different kind of beast, and I'm not even like everything has changed. Um, heavy, heavy, heavy gentrification. Um, a lot of the culture that I grew up on no longer exists. But then I always wonder, like, this since this is a new generation, was the past generation must have said the same thing. And I find myself being like the past generation. Things are really just not the same. The kids are not the same. Nothing is the same. I don't even know what New York is. Like before, like you would go into certain neighborhoods and you could just see, the culture in said neighborhood. Not so much. I think the only neighborhood that has still kept up to its culture is probably Chinatown, to be honest with you. And I'm not even sure because I haven't been down there in years. But Flatbush is changing, Bed-Stuy is changing, everything is changing, and it's starting to look like they're trying to create a new financial district in Brooklyn. That is what it looks like. That is what is happening. That's what it looks like. Okay. It has been extremely overwhelming, even with the process of even like you trying to find a place is giving very much that they're trying to push people out and send them to the Bronx. They're trying to send everybody to the Bronx, literally. Um, and then a lot of the buildings, like the new buildings that you may qualify for, they will try their hardest to not allow you to qualify for that building or the new buildings, whatever the case may be. It's crazy because I remember when no one wanted to live in Brooklyn. Like if you lived in Brooklyn, like people would look down on you like, ugh, like you live in Brooklyn. Now Brooklyn is where it's at. Everybody wants to live in Brooklyn. You got all these people from all these random places coming back to New York or coming to New York, and they're changing it completely. Crown Heights is not what it was before. Yes, Flatbush is definitely gentrified. Okay. It is definitely, I mean, there's still, it's still black people that live there, but little by little, you can start to see the takeover. People are being displaced. I think New York City right now, they have the highest homeless rate, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, okay? But I think that's what it is. So, what is one of the lessons I would say that I have been taught, honey? If Panama was humbling, I think God sent me to Panama to teach me certain lessons so I know how to move here and vice versa. Okay, because the way I used to duck and dive and get to it back in the day is not the way I can move here now. It is insane. Um, I think patience. I thought Panama taught me patience. I think Panama was teaching me patience because God knew what was in my future, and He knew that I was going to need patience. So yes, lots of patience. Um, Giving people grace, giving myself grace is another thing because things are definitely crazy. As far as like the apartment hunting situation is going, so I've heard someone say you got to make 80 times the rent, which is madness. So that means that I would have to make 240 something $1,000. Like it's crazy. Brokers, once they hear that you make X amount of money, if you're not talking six digits, they not even trying to hear you. Okay? It's crazy. And the crazy thing is, like when you pass a lot of these buildings, it's empty. A lot of these buildings are empty, which is what I don't understand. Hold on, guys. A lot of these business buildings are empty. They're saying that that they don't have like hold on, let me pull this out. Yeah, they're saying that they don't have there's no apartments. or this like New York City doesn't have enough available units for people to live, is BS. Like I honestly feel like it's BS. I think that they're building a whole bunch of luxury apartment buildings for whoever they want those buildings for, and then they're hiding under HUD and the Department of Housing Preservation to get these tax write offs, but they're not actually allowing middle class people to even live in these buildings or to apply to these buildings. It's ridiculous. So for sure, like it does give you a sense of like this girl. Hold on, I mean, it's so silly. You do feel discouraged. I mean, I have felt discouraged many times where I felt like, you know what? But I do remember that I'm here for my child. And for my children, I will do any and everything for them. For sure, for sure, for sure, my patience is being tested. I think being in Panama for so long and you and me having to do, because I was the type of person, I didn't have no patience. I did not have patience. I did not have time for certain things. And I think that being in Panama that long has taught me patience because God knew what I was going to be dealing with right now. I think that one of the things about living in Panama, it really changed my mindset on just having gratitude, and just not caring about certain things. Like for example, like living in New York can make you extremely materialistic. I think I've told this story before. Um, I was extremely materialistic. Like this is like back in the day. Sorry, y'all, a little tired. Um, I was extremely materialistic, and everything had to have a brand name. It's just the culture. It's just New York City. And when I went to Panama, like nobody cared about that. No one cared about that at all. Um, and I think that because I was there for so long, because I'm telling you, I still know people in this big age, in our big age, that's still on that same type of time. And when I was in Panama, no one cared about that. Like you look presentable, they didn't care what brand you were wearing, they didn't give a rat's, right? And so I had grown accustomed to that. Like it doesn't matter what you wore, it doesn't matter what brand name you wore. As long as you look presentable and you put together, you're good. So um I think that because I now have that mindset, it's a lot of things like I don't care about. The other day so I don't care about brands. I don't care about any of that. Um I thought about what is I'm getting old because I can't even remember what I was saying. Whew, sorry, child. I'm so tired. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Gosh, you could tell I'm tired. Experience racism from mestizos in Panama. I did not experience racism from mixed people in Panama. I experienced racism from white Panamanians. Not all, but yes. I say this all the time. I think Panama is a classist country more than racist. Yes, racism does exist. I did not experience it. I think I experienced it once. I did talk about it on one of my videos on that I posted. Um, but you could go check out that video. But that was the only experience that was one of the few experiences. I didn't experience it much. But also, okay, I just want to say this, okay? What you consider black in America is not what they consider black in Panama. So when I would call myself black, they would say, "You're not black." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." They were like, "No, tú eres chomba blanca." Okay. Um, what they consider black is someone that looks like this. Okay. Or an extreme dark skinned person. That is what they would consider a black person. Just as a FYI. I still consider myself black, but they wouldn't say that. They'd be like, tú no eres negra, tú eres chomba blanca. And then if you look like if you were dark skinned with really soft hair, they would consider you kuliso or kulisa. West Indians say coolie, a coolie person, like if you had like Indian hair or soft hair. And then if you were like, oh, like it just depends. They will also use words like trigueño or trigueña, but they never really considered you black unless you were really, really dark. And then if you were a black person that spoke English, they would call you a chomba or a chomba, which that word was actually a racist word back in the day that was equivalent to the N word that they use here. Does that make sense? Guys, I just posted a Surviving New York City video, so you guys can check that out. So race is different from what we consider how we deal with race. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Check here. Exactly. But now, which my mom would never allow anybody to call her that, they say it as a word of endearment. So like, hola chomba, ¿cómo tú estás? O mi chombo. So yeah, my mom would never allow anybody to call her that. She would curse you out. She'd be like, don't call me that. I swear, everybody, I was home all day today and no one called me. No one called me. And now I come on live. Now everybody and their mama will have something to say to me. I don't understand. Surviving New York City, whatever this is. What is everyone doing? But as far as New York is concerned, here I am. But I think I'm gonna just do um not I think. I'm gonna be going back and forth to Panama because this ain't it. This is not it. Okay. Mm-mm. This is not it for me. All right. So, now that you guys are in here, I see people rolling in. Hey guys. Okay, welcome back. If you are new here, this is your girl B. Okay, B girl. Okay. So tonight's live is not a vlog. It's not about glam. It's not going to be edited. It's just literally going to be about real life. So I wanted to come on here and talk about what's been happening behind the scenes, New York City apartment hunting, dealing with these scamming brokers out here, and how all of this ties to my experience living in New York and Panama. So I'm glad to see that people are chiming in. If you are in here already, guys, make sure that you like this live. Okay, so hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and drop a comment and let me know where you are, where you're from. Yes, thank you. Los Angeles in the house. I've been to LA once, but I went to the airport. I didn't like go outside. So people are still dropping in. I know I spoke about some stuff in the beginning. Oh, I just posted a Surviving New York City episode. This one is called The Interlude. Oh, Central Florida, Cologne. I got a song for you. Hold on. Hopefully they won't ban me. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. This is for my people in Cologne. Every time. Who else is in here? Hold on, hold on. Yes! From Tabu Combo. Yes. It's called Panama Querida. Can you tell how much parties I was in as a child listening to this song? All right, so let's get this rolling. Okay, so first of all, the requirements. All right, let's start with New York and then we'll tie this all back into Panama. So apartment and hunting in New York City right now is really insane. First of all, the requirements are ridiculous. Okay. They want you to make 80 times the rent, 80 times the rent in this economy. Imagine that. Okay. I know several people who have been laid off. Okay. Several people who have been laid off. I don't know how people are doing it. I think that I got lucky with my situation, but that is for another time. Okay. And so, for those of you who don't know, okay, let me make this very clear. Okay. I do not have a voucher. Okay. I want one though. So, if anybody got a hookup on that, hit your girl up. Okay. Because I know having a voucher does not mean that you are broke, and it does not mean that you are irresponsible, because I know people that are in the program because of this very reason. Rent is ridiculous. They cannot afford it. Okay? And I don't even know, they keep on raising the rent prices, just going up, 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 and I don't see the minimum wage. I don't see raises. I'm not seeing, it's just not equaling. I don't understand. I have a friend that has she does have a voucher because she I'm not even gonna, I don't want to put her business out there, so I'm not gonna even say the reason why she got a voucher, but she has a voucher. She does work or whatever. But again, the rent prices is ridiculous, and whatever her income is, she can't afford it. I remember back in the days, like when you would look for apartments, you would be able to find an apartment based, the prices will be based depending on where you live. Now it's the same prices straight across the board. So it is wild. Like, it is very wild. And she was telling me, she was like, as a voucher holder, imagine without a voucher, they give you a hard time, okay, because they want you to meet these income requirements. Then they want you to have a guarantor. Um, they want you to sell a kidney. They want to do all of this for you to be able to live, okay? And if they treat working people like this, right, and they're treating the lower class people like this, the ones that do have vouchers, it makes you really think like, who are these apartments for? Like, what are you guys trying to do? And a lot of these landlords, the way they treat voucher holders, they treat them insane. Like, you'll find a place you think is perfect, and suddenly, oh, the broker will stop responding. And I'm telling you because I know people firsthand, like firsthand, okay? Um, the landlord needs more time, the paperwork is pending, or they just literally just disappear. And then the waiting, okay, that's the part that will test you mentally. I've seen it happen so many times to so many people. I'm also on TikTok. And I see like, because I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Like, people aren't uploading on YouTube like they used to, but I see it on TikTok. Like, I hear the struggle, I see the struggle. I go to these open houses with other people and I hear their situation, and everyone works. So it's crazy. But as far as I'm concerned, like, even with me working and I'm showing my pay stubs, and even though I could afford it, well, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I would be deciding if I want to be homeless or hungry, but you get what I'm saying. It is, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is extremely discouraging. So it makes you question yourself, it makes you feel unstable, it makes you feel like you're in limbo. And I am someone I'm very used to moving with a vision and a purpose. I build events, I run businesses, I execute. I don't like being stuck and waiting on other people. Like, if I had the opportunity, I would just build my own home, right? If I could. But this season really is really teaching me patience. It's teaching me detachment. It's teaching me not to put my hopes in one thing. Um, and me not to, just think like, okay, I only have one option. It's like, if what I've been learning is like, okay, well, if one apartment doesn't work out, cool, another one will. If one landlord delays, that's fine because they wasn't, it wasn't my key anyway. So that's where I am emotionally, on the emotional side of things. Um, as far as my Panama perspective, and this is where Panama changed me the most, right? So living in Panama showed me a slower pace. It showed me that everything doesn't have to feel like survival mode. Ooh, that is a word. Tell me that's not a word, right? So New York is a hustle, pressure, you got to prove yourself type of energy. Um, Panama is alignment, peace, and flow. That's what I got from being in Panama. And I think that that's why this season feels so loud, because once you've experienced peace and a chaos, it just seems like chaos is just louder. And when I was in Panama, for the most part, okay, now I'm not gonna say that I always felt at peace, but for the 80% of the time that I was in Panama, I felt peace. Here is just chaos, 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 chaos. Okay. So the chaos just feels extremely loud. But I'm still grateful for both. Okay. Because New York built my grit and Panama actually softened me. I was, when I went to Panama, a straight New York girl, lots of attitude, very, very aggressive. But I have been softened a lot. Okay. And I experienced peace and I know what peace is like. So if something is threatening my peace, I know when to walk away. All right. So, yes. Okay. So, these are some of the things that I've learned during my apartment hunt. So, one of the things is to always have a backup plan. So, I know a lot of these videos is about people moving abroad. You never really see someone transitioning the other way. But my suggestion is to always have a backup plan. Never stop looking until the keys are actually in your hand. So, regardless of what anyone says, they may say, "Oh, yeah, we like you." If you don't got the keys in your hand, keep on looking, right? Um, what else? Don't let anyone pressure you into your decision because a lot of these people, especially the brokers, they're gonna say whatever. And this is also for Panama too, right? So don't let anyone pressure you into anything, especially when it comes to you renting or where you're gonna call someplace home, right? Because a lot of these brokers or real estate agents, they just looking at you like a dollar sign. They don't really care. Okay. Because once you pay your money, if you find out something about said apartment or said house that you don't like, they're gonna look the other way. They're like, oh well, that's not my business. So yeah, don't let anyone pressure you into any decisions. And don't internalize rejection. So I know for both places, you can apply this both places. Panama is very likely that you won't get rejected because if you have money, your money will talk. Over here, it's kind of the same thing, but they ain't talk about little money. You need real big money. But don't internalize rejection. So if you get rejected, don't take it personal. It is what it is. Like, okay, cool. It just wasn't meant for you. And that's my outlook. I'm like, well, if I get rejected from said apartment or they don't want me here or I get ghosted for whatever reason, it just wasn't meant for me because what is for me will always be for me. And I know at times like it's hard to, it's hard to think that way when you've heard so many rejections. But I think this is one of the lessons that I am learning. And once I get to the end of that, I'm so excited because I know it's going to be worth it. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys are watching this and you are looking for an apartment, you're trying to move to Panama, you're still looking for an apartment, I would say if it's something that you really, really want and you really, really need, don't feel guilty. Okay. Don't give up. Why am I saying don't feel guilty? And for those of you who do have vouchers, right? Because people will try to shame you. I see how people try to shame people with vouchers. Do not feel ashamed, okay? And if you're in between cities, in between seasons, in between versions of yourself, that too is okay. Okay? In between seasons builds the strongest version of yourself. I don't know exactly how this New York City apartment situation is going to play out yet, but I do know one thing. I know that I've never been left without what I needed, and God is good all the time, and neither will you. Okay, so I hope this has been somewhat of a comforting, or if someone needed this message. I don't know why God put that on in my heart to tell you guys this, but this is what I'm saying, and this is what my message is to you. If you have any questions, I know people are coming in late, and this live was very impromptu. The only reason why I got on this time is because I got on at this time is because my daughter was asleep. And yeah, I had some time and I didn't want to be interrupted. So yeah, drop your questions in the comment section and I will actually answer them in another video. If you're apartment hunting right now, are you thinking about moving to Panama? Do you feel stuck in a waiting season? Let's talk. Seller holders don't ever have to make any declaration about how long they're going to stay in Panama. No, you don't. No. There are people who do not, well, that's going to be like a whole nother video that I'm going to make. I don't want to put it into this video. I just want to separate them, but I'm going to make a separate video about that also, and about people wanting residency, especially people with children and residency, and how it can affect you. So that is going to be actually my next video. It's probably going to go up on Sunday, God first. Um, especially with children. I will say that. Tomorrow I would try to get on live tomorrow. I wanna go on live more often because I like interacting with you guys because I know exactly what you guys want and just interacting with you guys. I prefer doing lives over those like videos that you guys love so much. All right, guys. So it was real, and I love talking to you guys. Yo no estaba en carnaval, mi hijo estaba en carnaval y él me estaba diciendo que el carnaval estaba de otro nivel y él estaba feliz, pero cansado. Ahora mismo está durmiendo, imagínate. Yo estaba aquí. Ese hombre estaba diciendo a mi mamá, dice que, abuela, abuela, yo estoy cansado. I am tired. He said, I'm done. He left Panama. I think he left early. So I think he left Monday or Tuesday. And he told my mother, he said, he's tired. He said, Abuela, ya yo no puedo más. Yo quiero cama. He didn't last till Tuesday. I'm not a carnival person though. I think I'm too old. That's what I'm saying. I'm old. I'm too old for that. I leave that to him. Si él tiene 16 años y estaba cansada, imagínate yo que tengo 40 y pico de años. Imagine that. You know what kills me sometimes? Like, sometimes when I do live streams, like people will come on and yell at me and was like, "Oh, not everybody understands Spanish," and I'm just like, I have a mixed group of people that watch my videos. I have people from Panama. I have people that speak Spanish. I have I have people that speak English, and sometimes I'll go back and forth between both. But guys, there's a caption and translate button. So if I speak one thing or if you see something that you don't understand, you guys can like translate. You don't have to insult me if I'm speaking Spanish and you guys don't understand. You can put the subtitles on and it'll translate it for you. O sea, yo tengo gente de Panamá que me sigue, tengo gente de todos lados, tengo panameños, jamaiquinos, americanos. So I try to cater to everybody, but the way that you guys come at me, I don't understand Spanish. I'm like, well, let this be practice so that when you move to Panama, this can be practice for you. Because hello guys, Panama is a Spanish speaking country. Okay. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. If you are a tourist, cool. But everyday life, tourists, if you are a tourist and you go to Panama, okay, cool. They're gonna help you, right? They're gonna help you out. But you should not make that your oh, that should not be your reality. Like, oh, okay, just because you go to a tourist area and they translate that, everyone's going to do that everyday life because that's not going to happen. If you are dealing with any government facility in Panama, They are not going to give you a piece of paper with translations. You better go hire a translator and you better hope and pray that that translator is very trustworthy. So, most people follow me because they want to move to Panama and they want information about being in Panama. But then you get mad at me for speaking Spanglish. I don't get it, but I went to the embassy yesterday. Guys. FYI, they did not tell me to do this. I don't even think I didn't even tell them that I even have a YouTube channel, so they don't know. Anyway, I went to the embassy yesterday because I had to do something for Amir because Amir is going to be traveling back and forth by himself a lot. Um, yeah. So if you happen to go to the embassy, the Panamanian embassy is on 54th West 54th Street. They are taking firmas, signatures, right? Because if you were from Brooklyn, you know Franklin Avenue is where the Panamanians, like whenever they have their parades or they have anything, it's always on Franklin Avenue. If you go there, I mean, they're trying to make it like Panama. What did she say? They're trying to make it like I think they're trying to change the name of the street to like Panama something, or they're trying to make that the official Panamanian space, something like that. Anyway, I signed the petition because there's a petition that they're collecting signatures. So if you happen to be in that area and you want to support the Panamanian embassy by making Franklin Avenue our permanent place, okay, in America, go down to the Panamanian embassy on West 54th Street and sign the petition. I wish she would have told me that. I would have just did it. No, you can't do it on the website. You got to physically go there, or if you don't, you can email them and ask them. It's like Asistente New York Council, something like that. You could Google it. Just look up the New York Panama Embassy Council, New York, whatever. Look it up and get the email and ask them how you can digitally sign the petition for Franklin Avenue. Their website, yeah, I don't know. I clicked on the website and it was like some weird something. I know. I didn't even see it on the website. I didn't see it on the Instagram either. I only knew because when I went there, by the way, the girl that works at the embassy, I don't know her name, but she was so sweet. She was so nice, so sweet and so helpful. But when I went there, I didn't even know because there was no sign, no nothing that even said that they were having this petition. Me and her was talking because I'm always talking to somebody about just random stuff that has nothing to do with anything. And she just happened to bring it up to me. She's like, "Oh, um, if you want to," and she explained it to me. So I'm just sharing the information with you as a community. Okay, as a community, now that I'm part of the US community now, if you want to support in that cause, you can either call the embassy and find out how they can how you can sign digitally, or I don't know how you can do it. But when I went, I literally signed, like it was a physical paper that she gave me to sign with my information. I know, right? I don't know who runs the Instagram page because the Instagram page is not very helpful. Since June. Do I plan to go back since years of Panama? Yeah, so I have decided that I'm going to do what's the word? Um I'm gonna do both places. Luckily, I have plenty of days off. The kids and I have plenty of days off. So yeah, We're going to utilize those days to go back home. Yes, snowbirding. But I don't want to say it's snowbirding because snowbirding is literally like when you go in the wintertime only, but I'm not only going to be going in the wintertime. But yeah, it's the same concept. Yep. And it's so crazy because Amir was born here, but Amir was raised in Panama. He went to school in Panama. He did basically his whole life in Panama. Then you have Gia, who was born in Panama. She went to school for like 2 years. Now she's here and she tries to speak Spanish. It's so funny. My girl, she's trying though. She's trying. Sometimes if she doesn't like, she can't like if a man's talking to his friends on the phone or something, like his friends in Panama, because yeah, that's who he was talk to, and he's having like a conversation. She'll come up and be like, "But I'm going to." She'll be like, "Mama, mama, I'm going to." Or she'll say like the words that she knows. Like she calls me mama. So she'll be like, Mama, mama, hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? She sounds such like a perfect, like I don't even know how to explain it, but it is so funny. She's like, Buenos dias, mama, ¿cómo estás? And I said, yo estoy bien, ¿cómo está usted? Muy bien, mama. She'd be like, azul, rojo, pájaro. Gia is hilarious, child. She is hilarious. But she always says, "Oh, I want to go." Oh, let me tell you what she did today. She's so funny. So I was talking on the phone with one of my son's friends, my son's teammate's mom, who happened to she became one of my friends. She's actually Jamaican, and she adores Gia, right? So she's on the she we're talking on the phone, and Gia was just being herself. And I said, Girl, I don't know where you come from. She goes, I come from Panama. Oh my God. Gia is so funny. When she said that, I was like, and then my friend was like, she's like, Well, she's right. She does come from Panama. I was cracking up. Gia is a mess. And then so my mom sent me some Zeppo, she sent me some bay rum, she sent me some menticol, which I was like, make sure you send those things. I need those things. So she either drinks, this is what Gia does. She either drinks mint tea with condensed milk or she drinks Clem. So I'm on the phone with one of my friends. He's actually Jamaican. Well, her godfather is actually Jamaican, my compadre. And he heard her on the phone saying, "Oh, can I get some Clem?" So I thought Clem, leche Clem was something that was just a Panamanian thing. I did not know that other countries had Clem. Yes, I swear by Mantico also. I didn't know that other countries like drank Clem. I thought leche Clem was just a Panamanian thing or whatever. So when he heard her saying, "Oh, I want Clem," he's like, "Oh my gosh, Gia is really like she is not American. Like Clem." I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you around a bunch of old people. She loves the Clem. She loves Clem. She thinks Clem is delicious. Then I gave her a shower. I put on some bay rum on her so she could relax. Really weird. I haven't seen it. Because the clip, the my mother had brought it for me, had brought it for her when she came down for Christmas. Gia loves Clem. Gia loves Clem, and she loves in the morning when she gets up, she has mint tea with condensed milk. That's what she has for breakfast, a hot cup of tea, and at night before she goes to bed. That's her thing. And then in the middle of the day, she'll have Clem. Where Clem in New York? I have never seen Clem in New York. But then again, I'm not like roaming the streets either. How you gonna say nasty raw to Clem? Gia will curse you out if she knows that she's saying that Clem is nasty. Today I made bacalao for dinner. You know, I say to myself, I am so glad that my mother has passed down um, these recipes to my sister and I, more so me, because my sister really, she's like a gourmet cook. I'm like the home cook. My sister is like, she'll make like lobster and like these special pastas and all these things. I'm not doing that. I'm going to make a good rice and peas, pollo guisado. You know, I'm going to make that type of food. And I'm so glad that my mom passed that down to me. Hopefully, Gia will be able to pick it up too. Guys, I have a bochincha to tell you. Oh, the carimañolas. I don't know how to do that, but she knows how to do that. She knows how to make tamal. I remember being young and I used to have to like grind the masa. You can get, you know, I don't really be trusting those supermarkets, so. When I was younger and they used to make fritura, I was there when they used to grind it. She had this old school corn grinder that you would have to put the corn in and then churn it like this. I don't even know if they even make that anymore. And then I remember that she used to, after she used to grind the corn and it used to be like, you know, like mashed, then she would season it. Then she would make the chicken. Matter of fact, you know what? I may be able to make that on, you know. I just need to find a grinder. And then the leaves. I have to see where to get the leaves from. No, but I want to know. I mean, from where? From Pana's Kitchen? Yeah, I know they make fritura and stuff. All the church people go over there after the from the Panamanian church. They go there on Sundays to go get food. Really? How does it come out when you put it in the food processor? It doesn't come out like, you know, like what's the word I want to say? Like grainy kind of. What kind of food processor do you have? A Ninja? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. There's a lot going on. So the Klim you could get from the Chinese place on Church Avenue. Okay, got you. Listen, I have turned into a DIY girly on everything. I even make my own pizzas. Okay, these kids, especially when they come home after school, they get a flatbread pizza. And now they call me instead of them saying Papa John's, they call me Mama John's. It's just so much cheaper. Well, Yes, I do. Home. And anytime we pass any of those fast food restaurants, I'm like, oh, we got it at home. I make the pizza for them. I make um if they want a chicken burger, I make salads. I make if they want West Indian food, I got you too. What you want? Just tell me. Every rice I make here, I make home. They get to eat out once a month, as that's when we go out as like a family. Anything else you want? Right here. Mom, can you make me sure what you want? Oh, nope, we got it in the fridge. I miss. Let me see. Panama has some of the best restaurants. So one of the things that I miss about Panama is the fish. You cannot. If anybody could tell me where you could get corvina from here, I have never seen corvina here in the states. But oh my god, like fish and patacon. Oh my gosh. I've tried like other fishes, like they have like kingfish, but it's not the same. It does not hit the same. When I was in Panama, I would buy, so like when I would do my grocery shopping, I would get my meats, my whole chicken, I would get my seafood, whatever. Then like the corvina, I would season it and put it in the freezer. Then when I'm ready to cook it, I'll thaw it out, season up my flour, drop it in my gosh. No, corvina is not red snapper. You red snapper, you could take, you know what's not, it's definitely not the same. And also red snapper is filled with a lot of bones. Corvina is not like snapper. Red snapper has so many bones. Let me Google to make sure I'm not telling a lie. Let me see. Nope. See? Told you. It says no, corvina is not the same fish as red snapper. While they share similar mild sweet flavors, white flaky meat, and are often used as substitutes for one another, they belong to two completely different families. Corvina is the drum or crocker family, while red snapper is the Luhandidae. I know I jacked that up family. I knew it wasn't the same because I mean, red snapper is very, very bony. Like there's so much bones. I don't even like to eat that fish because I feel like it's gonna get stuck in the back of my throat. I don't mess with red snapper too much. I mean, some places you that's what they have, but I don't really eat that. But corvina, top tier. Let me see if you can get that in America. I don't think so. Or maybe I should put how how do you say corvina in English? It says corvina is mostly translated in English as corvina. No, it's not sea bass. It says, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It does say corvina or corvina sea bass. Let me see if they sell that in America. Child, you know what they said? You got to go to a specialty sea market. Places like Fish Tales in Cobble Hill has offered it as part of their daily selection. Cobble Hill. Instacart lists fresh and previously frozen corvina fillet from various local retailers. And then restaurants like Surfish Bistro are known to serve it. Yeah, it says sea bass. It says Corvina sea bass. So I'm gonna just say it's the same thing. Let me go on Instacart to see. Oh wait, child, do you guys know how much this fish is? Corvina sea bass fillet. It says starting at $20.99 a pound. Do you know how much that costs in Panama? I wonder if Trump put a tariffs on that also, because why is that fish $20.99 a pound? It said starting at. Okay. So our good friend Chat GPT says that they sell this fish. Oh, check to see and let me know how much it costs. The Upper East Side Fish Tales Gourmet Seafood Market. This place looks a little expensive. It's on Court Street. Already out my price range. You know what? I'm gonna just eat Corvina when I go back to Panama, because yeah, these prices, what I'm seeing right now. Mm-mm. Imagine me buying 4 pieces of fish. Crazy. Another thing, like, sorry to switch the subject or whatever. I do not like when people want to tell me about, oh yes, yeah, this is crazy. Listen, right now I'm holding on to life right now. The day that I touch down the airport in Panama, the day I get to Panama and smell the humid air just taking over my nostrils and the rain, because you know it's always raining in Panama, I'm gonna say I'm home. I'm closing my eyes and I can like really see it in my eye. Like I close my eyes and I see it. Like I can see me really just getting off the plane, going through customs, throwing my bag through that thing that no one pays attention to, okay? Filling out the declaración, and then walking outside And then you have all these people that's there waiting for their family members, and then you're walking, and then the people's like, taxi, taxi, because they think that you're a tourist. And I'm like, no, I'm waiting for my Uber. And then they're like, oh, where you going? I'm like, oh, San Miguelito. And then me and the driver starts talking. Good memories, child. Good memories. I'm like, no, 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 don't go that way. Because then they think they slick. They want to take the long way. I'm like, vaya recto, papi. Aww. You will be able to go soon, 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 soon. Just ask Amir to take you because he thinks he's the Panama ambassador, okay? He was like, oh, yo tengo que practicar mi español porque mi amigo me estaba diciendo que ya yo no sé. I was like, Amir, shut up. Just shut up. Like, you are just so brand new. You only been here for a few months. Now all of a sudden you like, oh, I don't know. Stop it. Amir tries to show out, honey. He tries to show out. I don't know. Like, you know what's so weird? Like, back in the day when I was going to high school, when I was in high school, everybody was Panamanian. Like, in my high school, like, you could find at least 20 other Panamanians in my school. Could be because they all lived in Flatbush. But anyway, that's here nor there. My son said that his school is so many people, yet no one is Panamanian. He's like, he hasn't met any Panamanians. I'm like, geez, could it be that Panamanians are not like coming to America like they used to? Is that what it is? Because I don't understand. Oh, yeah, but where would they be? Like, where? I don't know. He said that he was like, oh, my school don't have anybody from Panama there, and I can't practice my Spanish, da da da. But I have a friend who was in Panama too. She's Panamanian too, obviously. She went to Panama when I went to Panama. Uh, she came back the same time that I came back. But when I was in Panama, I didn't know that she was in Panama. Like, I thought about her all the time, but I'm like, where is she? Like, I wonder how she's doing. Anyway, I met her at um the desfile, and she had told me that her daughter was coming. And I remember when she was here, she was pregnant with her daughter at the same time I was pregnant with my daughter. With Amir, I'm sorry. Her daughter grew up in Panama just like Amir. She was born in America, but she grew up in Panama just like Amir. But her daughter doesn't speak English at all. So he and her, they talk on the phone and stuff. Really? No Panamanians in New Jersey? Gia's father's in New Jersey. But he's not really Panamanian. He's like more Americanized than anything. Now he's trying to, at his big age, he's trying to like get back to his roots. And I'm like, boo, it's too late. I feel bad for who, any Panamanian parent who came to America and did not teach their children their culture. I feel sorry for the kids because what happens is they get older and then they start inquiring and asking about who they are, and then they want to know the culture. And then it's just like, it's kind of weird because it's like, I mean, I get it. Being Panamanian, like, it's just weird. Like, a Panamanian American is weird because it's like, you feel like you're not Panamanian enough to be like Panamanian, but you're not American enough to be like the Americans. But then if you run into another first generation American whose background is Panamanian, but you know more than that person, you feel like you're more Panamanian than them. It's weird. Yes, Erasmus definitely had a lot of Panamanians because for sure For sure, for sure, for sure. But it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing, though, right? Because this comment is that I'm surprised that Panamanians and Panamanians don't accept this. So look, it's the weirdest thing because I have come across people, right? Because most of my friends that I have in Panama are Panamanians. Most of my friends that I have here in America are also Panamanian or Panamanian descent. These are people that I grew up with. And then I have friends like from high school, but like my friends that I grew up with are mostly like we're all from the same community, right? Which is the Panamanian community, the Brooklyn Panamanian community. But when you go to Panama and you're like, oh, Panamanian, they like, no. If you even if you were born in Panama and you lived in America, they would say that no, tú no eres, I mean, sorry, you're not Panamanian, you're a gringa or you're a gringo. But if you leave the airport with your child, said like my child, like Gia, I got cursed out one time in the airport because I was trying to leave. And I should have remembered because the guy from the council did tell me. Anyway, I tried to leave with her passport and they would not let her leave. And I'm like, why she can't leave? She has an American passport and we're going to America. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. And they was like, she is Panamanian. I'm like, no, she's American. They was like, ella es panameña. Mira lo que dice ahí, señora. Mira lo que dice ahí. Panama. So it's weird. I guess it just depends. And like even with Amir was born here, but he is a resident of Panama. He is still recognized as Panamanian. So when he tries to leave, Panama's like, oh, nope, where you going with him? Nope. It's very weird. But then there will be like Amir's friend, like one of his best friends. Amir says he's Panamanian, and I get it. I get that I understand why he identifies as Panamanian because he lived his whole life there and he went to school there. So he identifies more as a Panamanian than America. Um, yes, is with minors. But his friends will be like, no, he's not. Well, one of his friends, he's like, no, Amir, you're American, you're not Panamanian. And Amir's like, no, I'm Panamanian. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I get it. Yes, for real. But don't be famous, child. If you end up being famous, and you're on TV, they're gonna be like, ah, la panameña esa. The only people that I see that they still are recognized as, even if they were first generation, second generation, whatever, and they were born here, is Chinese people. Quick, you gonna get claimed quick, child. They got some basketball player. I have never seen. I think the basketball player is like from LA, and like his grandmother, I think, is Panamanian. Is he a basketball player? I think he's a basketball player. The grandmother, I think, is like Panamanian or whatever. And now all of a sudden they're like, sí, el panameño eso, esa. No, él es panameño, ese panameño, el panameño de que juega basquetbol. And I'm saying to myself, Jesus Christ, no entendí. Child, listen. And then if you were born there but didn't go to school, they'd be like, no, 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 no. Esa persona solamente nació aquí, pero no es panameño. Solamente nacieron acá, ya. Look, so my son on was it Labor Day? I think it was Labor Day. So Labor Day, we went to the parade because he never been to the parade before, so this was his first time. So we went to Franklin, of course. So we go to Franklin, and they Franklin Avenue. They have like on the parade. They hang out on Franklin Avenue. They have a DJ. The DJ's playing music. They selling food, boo boo, whatever, whatever. So they was playing like Barbell. I think it was Barbell. They was playing like whatever music, and the mayor had posted like the video on his Instagram. And his friends is like, "Where are you? Like, where are they playing that?" And he's like, "I'm in Brooklyn." Like, what do you mean? I'm in New York. He's like, "What?" Like, they don't know. They don't see you. Like, once you leave Panama, you're no. I don't know. It's like you automatically are not Panamanian anymore. You are American. I've heard females talk about men that they met, and they're like, "Oh no, él es gringo, él es americano." And then when you get to know the person, like you find out the backstory, the person is really Panamanian, but then they nationalize American. So now they're like, "No, no, él es americano. Yo ando con un americano." Sí, él es americano. El americano es. It's crazy. So yeah, so identity is really crazy. So like for me, it's like even when I was growing up here, I never fit in with nobody. I went to SUNY Newport and I was too American to be part of the Dominican crew from the Bronx, okay? And or I was too black. I was too black Americanish to fit in with the Dominican crew. And then did I have were there any Panamanians in school? I know I didn't have any Panamanian. There was no Panamanians in when I went to college at that school, no. And then I wasn't black American enough to hang out with the black Americans. So all my friends were Caribbeans. Like even in high school, like all my friends were from some part of the Caribbean. They was either from Belize, they were Panamanian, they were Jamaican, or their background, if they were born here, their background was etc. But it was all from some Caribbean island. The Hispanics, whether it was the Nicaraguans, well, there wasn't really much people from Nicaragua, but like Dominicans, well, there wasn't any Dominicans in my school either. In high school, no, there wasn't too many Spanish people, but in college, every Dominican from the Bronx and Uptown, because they used to be like BX, BX, BX. They all was there, and they had their own. They hung out with themselves. No one can infiltrate, and they all had the look. So if you didn't have that look, then you couldn't really be a part of their crew. Child time is flying. It's crazy. If you grew up in Flatbush, then oh man, I wish I could just go back in time. Like anybody ever felt like that? Like you just want to go back to a moment in time. Like just I had the best time in high school. I don't know nobody else. But my high school years was some of the best years and my college years was some of the best years. And it just seemed like it just flew. I blinked and I'm just like here. it was so fun. Like I used to dance típico, I used to dance congo. I think the Panamanian community was extremely active and extremely like unified back then. I think that, yeah, I think that I don't know. I don't see it that way no more. I don't see the unity no more. I don't see the guys. I was so traumatized. Did you guys see my Surviving New York City the new episode that I posted? It's called the interlude. But anyway, the point is that I was so traumatized. I went to Bath and Body Works and bought 10 hand sanitizers. Okay, because yeah. Anyway, guys, I've been on here for 1 hour and 21 minutes and 33 cents. The hand sanitizer was 6 for 10, $6 for $10. And then I told the guy in there when I went to Bath and Body Works, I told him about my experience. Did you guys see the video, or do you want me to just tell you what happened? Let me tell y'all what happened so I can tell you this hand sanitizer story. So anyway, I went to the embassy yesterday. When I go to the day before, when I was planning this trip to the embassy, because all right, let me back up a little bit so you guys can get the whole picture. Gia has school. She's in 3K. So they said that school would have been open from 8 to 4 if you wanted to drop them off. I dropped her off for like 2 days out the week so I could do like whatever runarounds I needed to do. But she ended up being the only person in her class. So I'm like, Zag, I don't really want to like for her to have to go to school and be the only person in her class. Like, it's just not fair. So I was like, I'm gonna just keep her home. So I had to go to the embassy. And I'm like, great, now I got to bring Gia with me to the embassy. Gia has never taken the train. So I figured, oh, this may be a little bit exciting for her because she's going to get on the train or whatever. But Gia also does not like to walk. Okay. If she's walking too far, she wants me to lift her up. Girl, I cannot do that. Okay. So I said, okay, I was going to drive to Manhattan. I was going to drive to Manhattan, park in a parking lot, whatever, because I was like, I don't want to deal with the aggravation. Gia's father says to me, well, why don't you just take the train? I was like, I don't really want to take the train. I have Gia with me. He's like, yeah, but it's not even going to be that big of a deal. You could just jump on it. I know I shouldn't have listened to him. Just take the train. It's not that big of a deal. It's one straight ride, blah, blah, blah. Because then you're going to have to pay congestion prices. And then you're going to have to pay for parking once you get there, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fine, I'll take the train. So what I did was, because I didn't want to have to be on the train for a very long period of time, I said, you know what? I'm going to drive to Atlantic Avenue and I'm going to find a parking. First, I was going to park close to my job. But then when I realized if I would have to park close to my job, then I would still have to like walk 7 minutes to the train station. And it's raining and there's dog poop all over New York City and a lot of stuff. And I was just like, no. So I drove, found a parking. I'm like, all right, well, let me feed the meter because the meter is still going to be cheaper now with New York. Remember back in the day when you had to feed the meter, you had to put the quarter in the machine and then turn it, and you had to keep running outside to check the meter. Now it's not like that. Now you have an app. You attach it to your credit card and it'll give you the time and you could just extend the time. So that's what I was doing. So I put $7 on there because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be back in time. Fine, cool, whatever. Get on the train where I parked. As soon as I come out, there's the elevator to take you down to the the train station. The MTA worker that was there, because this wasn't, see, you guys are getting the raw uncut story because this I couldn't add this in 3 minutes. When I get downstairs, I paid to go through. The gate I couldn't push the stroller. I'm thinking the lady's gonna open up the emergency gate for me. She did not. Okay. She watched me struggle as I had to lift the stroller over. Okay. And she sees me struggling like this. I'm like, I should have just went through the exit, but then it would have had made a noise, right? Whatever. So I push the stroller over. We get there, we're waiting. We get on the train. The train is packed because now it's like rush hour. Um, there was a seat. I told Gia to sit down. Gia's like, absolutely not. I'm not sitting down next to these strange people. She didn't say that, but that was what I could tell. That's what she was saying. She's like, I'm not standing next to these strange people. So she's standing up. She doesn't want to touch the pole, nothing. So the man gets up and lets me sit down. I'm like, no, 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 it's cool. He's like, no, sit down. Of course, he was um, this man was not our color and he also was not American. So context, right? So he's like, no, sit down, sit down, sit down. I think maybe he might have been like Russian or something, if that. So anyway, everybody, because before everybody was looking like, girl, that's not my problem. That's you and your child's problem. Y'all should. They probably was like, oh, you should have had a car. They did not care, no courtesy, whatever. So anyway, so he gets up. Me and Gia is sitting down, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like the train. I want to get off the train. Why are we on a train so long? We was only on the train for like 10 minutes, I swear." Before she started complaining, we get out the train. I put it in the stroller again. I get to the elevator. No, there was no elevator this time. So I had to lift the stroller up and then go up with the stroller. So I'm like, whatever. So we get up. Finally, we get out. We walk to the embassy. We get to the embassy. They tell me that I have to pay, but it has to be in cash. So now I have to feed the meter again, go to the bank, take out cash, go back to the embassy to pay for whatever I need to pay for, come back down. Guess what? We come downstairs. There is a train station close by, but there's no elevator. So if you are in a wheelchair or wherever, you would have to walk all the way to like 7th Avenue, someplace else to get the elevator or whatever. So anyway, I couldn't find it. So now, mind you, Gia has a refresher from Dunkin' Donuts in her hand. She has a breakfast sandwich. I have a matcha. I have to like hold her in one hand, hold my bag, put her drink somewhere, and I'm like holding the stroller and holding her on the other side. And I'm like walking down the street, praying to God I don't tumble over forward with this stroller in my hand and this baby, this toddler in my hand. Get downstairs, same thing. Struggling because they will not open up the emergency exit for me to go through. Okay. Anyway, make it over. She's like, she doesn't want to be in the train station. Why do we have to be in the train station? She hates it. Get in the train station, go over. I know this is a long, drawn out story, but it's a reason why I'm telling you this because I need you guys to understand. Okay. Another train comes, the express train, because I'm like, okay, why are we on the local? But anyway, I get on the local train. Then when we get to like 14th Street, the express train is across the other side of the platform. So we're running. They almost closed the door on me and my poor child. We get on. Finally, when we get off, I'm like, okay, now how am I going to exit with this stroller? We get to Atlantic Avenue. They're like, okay, the wheelchair exit is on the other side. So we see an elevator, take the elevator up. And I'm like, okay, where's the other elevator? Not realizing that you got to exit. I'm so foolish sometimes. So I exit. There's another elevator to take you up. When I opened up the door, there was feces, feces, urine, hot, yellow, fresh urine all over the elevator. Okay. The whole entire thing, poop. Okay. The person left their pants. So they took off their pants, pooped all over, spread the poop all over the walls in said elevator. Okay. I'm thinking about it and I'm like gagging right now. Okay. I feel like I'm going to throw up because now I'm having flashbacks. And I didn't notice it at first. Like I was like, so I walked back out. The guy was like, no, 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 I'm gonna help you with the stroller. I'm gonna help you with the baby. So I was like, thank you. So now he's with his girlfriend or whatever. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure I'm on my P's and Q's. So I don't know if he's gonna try to kidnap my kid. And so now we get upstairs. I start vomiting. He was like, oh, I know how you feel. That's how I feel when I gotta clean my baby's diapers. I'm like, absolutely not, because a baby's diaper and grown people poop and feces and urine. I'm disgusted. Anywho, I end up throwing up for about like 3 minutes, vomiting up phlegm because I did not eat and bile. And then I said to myself, I do not know why I listened to this man. Why did I listen to this man? I do not. I called my father immediately, expeditiously, and I told my father, I said, let me tell you something. I don't care how much money I have to spend. If I have to go to the city and I got to pay for parking, I'm going to pay for my comfort because I will never be put in that situation that I was put in again. And whom I needed hand sanitizer, didn't realize that I had hand sanitizer in the bottom of my bag. I went to Bath and Body Works and I bought a whole bunch of hand sanitizer and I have them all over so that if I'm ever in a situation like that, oh, and Clorox wipes because I felt disgusted. I walked into Bath and Body and I told the guy, the security guard, who probably didn't give a rat's ass and was looking at me like, girl, why are you telling me this? My experience on the train. And he was like, oh, well, just go wash your hands right there. So I went to the sink in Bath and Body Works, washed my hands down with their soap, and I bought a whole bunch of hand sanitizer. And now I'm traumatized and the story. And the clothes that I had on, I burnt it. Yeah, that sums it up. So yes, end of story. Okay, the lesson learned is do not take the train in New York City by any means necessary if you don't have to. So, what a story. Wow. Yes. Okay, imagine living it. I remember back in the day, I used to dream of working in Manhattan. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I want to work in Manhattan. Now, no thanks. No, I take my hat off to you and I give you all the respect in the world. I have turned down jobs because it was in Manhattan because I was like, nope, 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 nope. Fees, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it again because I might start throwing up on this live because I'm having flashbacks of the nastiness. I feel sorry for the people who have to clean that. Oh my gosh. What do you mean they're gonna be all right? Listen. Anyway, so that's what happened with that story. You guys got the detailed version. I had like a simplified version on thing. Really? How was that? My stomach is not. Mm-mm. Oh no, I'm sorry. I could. I no. Listen, he said, he said, as nasty as you can imagine. Hey, but for $3, you can go almost anywhere in the year. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm not. I cannot. My stomach is not meant for that. Like I was so disgusted. Like I had to get in the shower, and I stayed in the shower for about 2 hours, scrubbing myself. I do not remember the trains being this nasty. I do not. I remember back in the day, right? The old West Indian ladies, when they used to get on the train, they used to have a piece of paper and they used to hold the paper like this on the train, on the pole like this with the paper. And I used to always look at them like, look at this lady. She is so ridiculous. I've turned into that lady. I have turned into the little old West Indian lady with the paper holding the pole. I do not remember the train stations being this filthy. I really don't remember that. So are you like the person when people cough and sneeze and you like this, like looking at them all crazy? Listen, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in those type of no thank you. I'd rather not be in any of those confined places. I'd rather not be. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot to add this other part. As soon as I get on the train, you got the person, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, oh my God. Now you start singing on the train and begging people for money. I'm like, I just want to get to where I got to get peacefully. It is disgusting. And on top of the train being disgusting, is dog shit everywhere outside on the floor. I try not to breathe in heavy. Mm-mm. For all of that, like, no, I'm just never going back to the city. And if I have to go to the city, I'm just going to drive. That's it. And just pay, let them charge me whatever. But I'm not dealing with that no more. No, Panama, they don't play when it comes to the train. Like the police, you cannot be on the train being loud, begging people for money. You cannot do none of that. And it's clean. You can't even eat on the train. And then in the city, you walk in, they got food. It's raining. It's dirt. It's litter on the floor. Then wet cardboard. Oh my gosh, child, it is filthy. I'm just trying to understand, like, how did we revert back to 1980? I already said I'm going to Jersey. Okay, I just need to make sure that my kid is straight. I'm going to Jersey. I'm going to Jersey. I don't think they're gonna extend that, child. I don't think they're gonna extend the trains in Panama because the person who put that in place was Martinelli. Bad politics and lawsuit is how the train and the subway got. Yeah, but it's not even just the trains. It's outside the floor. It's litter on the floor. It's dog shit on the floor. It's wet cardboard. It's just nasty. I don't understand how did this like I don't understand. See, that's the thing, right? So I didn't say this, but I went to go see an apartment in Jersey. Absolutely loved this apartment. Um, I could apply for the apartment and I probably would have gotten it, but then I was thinking about the math with work and like driving the kids to school because I drive them to school in the morning. One goes to school over here, the other one goes to school closer to me, and then coming from Jersey and then the congestion. So I'll be paying a whole $500 extra a month. And it's like, do I want to do that? Absolutely not. And then gas. So that's why I haven't gone to Jersey yet. Yes, it is time for me to go to sleep as well. Have a good night. I've been on for an hour and 41 minutes and it is 11:16. So guys, it was a great chat. You guys cracked me up today. I had a great time and hopefully we can do this again soon. So good night and see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day at work. Cool. All right. Good night, everybody. And I said, my heart. Don't mind me. I'm trying to like close this out. All right. How do I close this out? I have no idea. Oh, here we go. Let's see.